Hey creators, how you doing today? I hope everybody is well and happy and healthy. So we're going to make some beautiful clip art or designs for your t-shirts, for your print on demand items. So let's start with what would be normally for the size of a t-shirt. And I love Printful for print on demand images. I think their items are just really, they stand out. They're crisp, they're clean, they do outstanding work. So when you go on to printful.com, the t-shirt design sizes need to be 12 by 16 inches. So we are going to make it larger than that because we are going to increase the resolution or the DPI of the file. Because Canva, when it outputs your design, it's only a 96 DPI, which is great for a computer or any kind of screen that you're looking at, a tablet, a laptop, a phone, but that's not good enough for a print on demand image. So I am going to put in the description my video to show you how to change your DPI, your resolution of your image. So make sure you watch that video so you'll know why we are changing the size of our t-shirt image from what would normally be 12 by 16 inches. We are going to make this larger. So I think the largest size in inches that you can create in Canva is like 56 inches. So if we're going to make this like 3 times larger, let's make this like 48, and this would be 36. So this way you keep the same um, shape, if you will. It's still going to be like an oblong, a vertical size um, image. It's just going to be bigger. So let us create the design. All right, so Canva has given us this workspace, which is 36 by 48, which is the same dimensions as a 12 by 16. Or not dimensions, but the same size or the same shape as a 12 by 16. So we're going to start with, I want to make a Latina design. I was on Etsy today just kind of looking, and I popped over to Etsy, and these are very popular Latina sweatshirts. You can do t-shirts as well, but since the fall is coming, you might want to do sweatshirts. So we're going to do some designs for Latina. And let's sort Etsy by most recent, and we can see some of the designs. This is an Afro Latina. This is a Halloween type thing. So let's make just a Latina design. All right, so let's jump back over to our Canva workspace, and we are going to go to projects, and I'm going to click on my folders. And I have a folder called Women, and I have particularly um, a file called Latina. So I'm going to choose one of these pretty ladies and start designing. So let me click on her. I like this image because one, she's very pretty. Uh, Latina women are very pretty anyway. I think women are we're just beautiful creatures, aren't we? We are just gorgeous. Um, okay, so let's move her over to the side a little. Well, let's put her to the side, and we can make her larger or smaller by holding down your mouse key and moving it in or out or up or down to widen the image size. So I am not sure if this is a transparent background, but we do want a transparent background. So the way that you can check, if you click on your workspace and we change the color of the workspace, yes. So now we can tell that this is a transparent image because the pink color shows through. So I'm just going to click back on the workspace and I'm going to delete that and it becomes white again. So now let me head on over to ChatGPT. And in ChatGPT, this is where I took the liberty of asking ChatGPT to give me 10 popular Latina t shirt quips that are selling on Etsy.com. And this is one, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I do not speak Spanish, but I'm going to try. Chingona como mi madre. So if I have any Latina sisters watching the video, let me know if I pronounced that correctly. But it means badass like my mother. So I love this, and I think we are going to use this one for our design. So I have simply highlighted the quip and I'm going to copy it and I'm going back over to Canva and I am going to hit Control and V. I'm on a PC laptop and Control V allows us to paste on a laptop, on a PC. I'm not sure what it is in a Mac. If anybody knows, can you please put that in the comments? Okay, so here is the phrase, and we are going to make this a different font. Not sure what font yet, but let's just play with some fonts and find out which one we want to use. Okay, I decided on the boho font. This is one of my favorite fonts, and I believe it's a free font in Canva. And by the way, I do have a pro account. So just wanted to let you know that because some of the elements and things that I may use, if you have a free version, you may not find those elements or fonts available in the free version. So I have actually moved the image over some. I put her in the middle and I put the text on the bottom here. Let's see, here we go. Okay, so the other thing I want to do, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, and you can make the text size smaller by either grabbing the edges of the text box and moving it in or out, or you can go to the font size box and make it larger or smaller. You can increase or decrease as you need. So anytime you click on any element in Canva, if you look at the top, you see this menu. This menu bar will change depending on what your element is. So the menu bar that appears for the element that you selected, these are the choices or the options that you have available for that particular element. So right now, I want to play around with the text box. And so I am going to click on effects and I'm going to choose outline. And we're going to change this outline color to something um a little something that is in this design. So it's kind of a reddish color in there in her turban, her little scarf on top of her head. So I'm going to make it red. So we're going to leave it like that for now. We may choose it. We're going to make the thickness a little, I don't know if we want to make it thick or thin. What do you guys think? Let's make it thick because this is a t-shirt. So let's make it thick. And you do that by sliding this little bar all the way to the right, and that makes it as large as possible. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick. If you want to, like here in the middle where it's some white spots and there's some a white spot in the middle of the C, if you want to make that completely covered up, I'm going to show you a quick little trick rather, I'm sorry. If I go into the workspace and I type C, it's going, or I press the letter C on my uh, keyboard, it's going to bring up a circle. So now I want to change the color of the circle and I want to change it to the same color that I use for this. And I think it was this one. So I'm now going to make this smaller. I'm going to pull it down here. Now you see how it is making that empty spot go away. And I'm going to make it, actually, first of all, let me duplicate these some because I'm going to use it more than once. And you see, to duplicate, I can either click on this plus key for duplicate, or I can click on the three buttons here, which give me the option to duplicate or copy. If I did copy, I'd have to say paste, but if you just duplicate, it just automatically duplicates it. So now let's pull this down behind the C, and I'm going to make it a little smaller. And then let's pull this down here. Now we want it to go to the back. So I'm going to click on position and I'm going to say to back. Or I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said to back because it's actually putting it behind our image. So let's undo that and let's put it backward. Okay, so it just put it behind the text box. And then let's bring this one down here, and we're going to also put this one backward. Okay, so it just kind of made our text box a little more solid, I guess, if you will. So let's see. Okay, we're moving her around. Now, the other thing I want to do, let me move her out of the way some. Don't move her off the page, because if you move her off the page, you will lose it. Canva may not bring it back for you. So now I'm going to highlight all of these text boxes and I am going to group them together. That way, when I move them around, the text box and the circles are now grouped, so it becomes one text box. Okay. So let me move her back down here. And now I want something in the background to kind of, make her pop, make that picture of her stand out and pop. So let's see. I want to ungroup this for a moment because I think that I want to put something right here a little bit too. So let's see. Okay, so let me duplicate this one. Now, guys, this is what design really is about. It's about finding mistakes and fixing them. And so it takes a lot of patience. If you're not a patient person, you can still design, but you are probably the kind of person that you need to purchase images and things like that that you don't have to create yourself. And you can still put them on t-shirt designs. I actually have some images in my store that are free, and some are not free, but they're very, very affordable. We're talking 50 cents or 75 cents. Okay, so I have another circle here, and I just want to cover this little spot right here. So I'm going to pull it over like this, and then I'm going to click on position, and I'm going to move that one backward as well. Okay, so now that I have that one, it's still highlighted. I'm going to hold my shift key and I'm going to select this text box. And now I'm going to group them all together. Uh-oh, it didn't group them all. Okay, let's get this back in place. Let's move her out the way. Let's highlight all of these and group. Okay, now it's all grouped together. So we'll put this back down here, move her back down. Now let's go over to elements and let's type in something that would be a really pretty, let's find something that would be a really pretty background for her. So what could we do, guys? Let's see. First of all, you know what I realized? I'm going to crop the bottom of her and I'm going to make her face larger. There we go. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Move the text box down a little bit. Okay. So I think I have her exactly where I want. Now we're on elements. Let's type in gold watercolor. And let's see what comes up. I'm on the graphics and I want to click on see all. And let's scroll down and see what we could use. I like this one. I like this one as well. Let's click on this one. Move it up some. Make it a little larger. Click back on elements. Let's click on this one as well. Make this a little larger as well. And now let's click on position. Excuse me, position. We're going to move this to the back. Let's click on this one and let's move that one to the back as well. So now you see we have a background for her. And I actually like this one better than the one at the top. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to move it up. I'm not going to remove the other one, but I am going to flip this vertically and horizontally, and I am going to position it. Uh-oh, where'd that come from? I must have accidentally clicked on that. Don't want that. So I'm going to position this to the back. Very pretty. I like that a lot. All right, so there is one pretty design. Now, let me show you what this would look like on a t-shirt. So what we do is go to share. You want to download a PNG and a transparent background. So we're downloading that. While we're downloading that, I'm going to click on another Canva tab. And what I did was I simply created a new design, but this time the design was 2500 by 2500. And I did 2500 by 2500. Let me type this in here so that you know what I said. I did 2500 by 2500 pixels. That's the size of this box right here, okay? The reason that I did 2500 by 2500, I'm going to get rid of this right now though. The reason I did 2500 by 2500 is because if you have an Etsy store, for instance, the 2500 by 2500 box, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said 2500 by 2500. I should have said 2500 by 2100. So let's resize this. See, that's what happens when you do this stuff live, and I really like doing that live because this is real life. This is what happens. And actually, I did make it 2500 by 2100. Yeah, we did. Because when you click on resize and we go to custom size, whatever the size is of this box, it'll tell you right here. This will be the first one that appears is the size that your current box is. So this is 2500 by 2100. I just typed the wrong thing. So this is 2500 by 2100. So that's perfect. That's the size that we need for our images are on Etsy, our listings on Etsy. So now remember this design here, this pretty design, we downloaded that design. So now I am going to go to my uploads and I am going to upload that file. Okay, so here is my image that we recently downloaded and we uploaded to Canva. So you see the blue bar is moving across and also up here is filling up. That lets you know that it's working. It's almost complete. So guys, we are back over on Canva. And again, this is the 2500 by 2100 size workspace. So I just created a design. I created it as 2500 by 2100 pixels. PX, okay, not inches. So I've got some Latina models here and I'm going to click on one because what we are going to do, we're going to have her model our t-shirt. Now, let's pull her up a little bit. Okay, pretty. And then I'm going to show you a trick that you can also do. Let's add another one. Let's do this one. And we are going to remove the background on her. Canva is working to remove the background. It has done it. And now what we're going to do, we're going to go over to Photos. Photos. Where's Photos, guys? And we are going to type in, let's type in living room. Now we're going to make this model look like she's standing in the middle of a living room. So let's click on this one. And we are going to make this larger by pulling the edges like that. Okay, so now what I want to do, I want to put this to the back. So I'm going to choose position and I'm going to say to back. So now here's our model. We want to make her look very realistic. So when we do this, it kind of makes it look like she is standing way up front in the room and this is the background. And you can even make it larger. You can adjust it how you want. So let's make this background even larger. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that looks pretty good. So as you can see, you can change the background for your models, right? And make it look like they're standing in a room or something like this. And this might not be exactly the right dimension for this one, but you get my drift, right? So let's see if we can move this down a little bit. No, it's asking us to reshape it. I don't necessarily want to do that. But anyway, you get my drift, right? So if we didn't want that, we could put a park back there. We could put something, whatever you want to put back there, we could do. So now let's go back up to our first design or our first model. Let's go over to our uploads and we are going to bring over our uploaded image. So there's our uploaded image. And you notice what I see? You see down here, well, this is her t-shirt. The problem is I didn't really want this square image over here on the side of her shirt. So we're going to go back and we're going to fix that. So I am going to crop her up to the neck area so that shirt won't show up. And we're going to download this again, transparent and download. And then we're going to upload it again because we don't want that square part of the t-shirt to show. Okay, guys, so Canva is uploading the new image. While it's doing that, I'm going to take the liberty of deleting the first image because we don't want that one. So I'm going to move that to the trash. And by the way, when you move something to trash, Canva saves it for 30 days. I don't know why it didn't move it. Didn't I just delete it? Okay, delete, move to trash. I don't know why I didn't take it out of there. Maybe when I refresh my screen, it will. But anyway, I know that this is the new design. So let's click on this. And now you see at the bottom, the shirt, that square white part is gone. So that's great. So now let's move this down a little bit to fit better on her shirt. And her body looks like her shoulders are turned just a little bit. So I'm going to turn this image just a little bit. So there is the first model. I love that. Now let's go down to the second one. So we're going to click on this image. We're going to say copy, or you can duplicate it. Let's duplicate. And we're going to move it down to the second page. All right, so let's put this on her. And she's standing more straight like, so we can just kind of turn it straight. So now you got it on a second model. So you can do as many models as you like to show your t-shirt designs. So there you go. Now let's go back over to our design. Let's create another design. So let's go to our not uploads. Let's go to projects and let's find another image. Um, Let me choose her, maybe. No, I don't like, I like that, but not for what I want. Let's find something else. Okay, I think I like this one. So let's choose her. This is cute, very cute image. I'm going to move her to the top. I'm going to make her a little bit bigger because we're going to put a some text on here. We might put it at the top. Let's maybe put some we'll see. Let's play around with it. Okay, I'm going to make this workspace a little smaller so that you can see the entire workspace. Okay, so now first of all, let's find some text and let's put a heading on here. Let's move this to the top. And no, instead of that, guys, let's do this. Let me delete this heading. I want to use a pre-made text font combo. So I'm going to click on this one. And we're going to do something cute with this. Now I'm going to ungroup this because I want this to be over here, this to be here. I am going to duplicate this and I'm going to play around with the text. Okay, so I played around with the text a little bit. I just changed this word to never, and this says stop moving. We're going to make some more changes, but I'm going to click on her and I'm going to flip her around horizontally because I want more room for the word never. Make this a little larger. We're going to change the color of this to, let's see if we can make it a purple. Should we do dark purple? No, we'll do a lighter purple. We're going to click on effects and we are going to outline it. And the outline, I kind of like this outline color. Maybe we'll leave it as it is. Move her down a little bit, just a pinch. Okay, and stop moving. I think we're going to make this, what color should we make this, guys? Let's see. Now you notice down here the photo colors. Canva will pull in all the colors from photos that you add on or images that you add onto your document. So let's say we make this black or brown. Let's do a brown and let's maybe outline this a little bit. And we are going to make the outline perhaps let's make it a white. I say white because we may put it on a black t-shirt. And let's see how that would look on black. So I'm going to click on the background here and I'm making this black. So this is how this will look on a black t-shirt. So I'm not sure if I'm satisfied with that. So let me get rid of this black background and let me change this effects to another color. So I'm going to play around with this for a minute, guys, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I think I got the text where I pretty much want it. Now we're going to do some little tricks that you probably would have never thought of. Okay, so first of all, let's make her a little bigger. And you see where her elbow is cut off? We're going to fix that. This elbow is pretty much on the left side. This is pretty full. So we're going to just duplicate this image. So you see there are now two of them. And the one on top, I'm going to flip it around horizontally. And we're going to pull it over so that we have the elbow there. And we're just going to crop out everything else that we do not need. All we want is the elbow. Okay, so it kind of gives her an elbow there. Now, we are now going to go to the original image, the one on the bottom. And we're going to kind of crop this in. Let's see if we can. You just have to kind of play around with it. The important thing was that she has an elbow. That was the most important thing. Okay, so she's got an elbow, and now we're going to group these together. And I'm going to do something to kind of cover up this part at the bottom, this brown, because I don't really like how that just kind of cuts off. So we're going to do something different with that. Let's move her up. We're going to position her to the back so that our words stand out. Okay, so now let's go over the elements and let's type in purple gradient and see what comes up. So some of them are free. The ones that don't have a crown on them are free. So let's see if we can use this free one. What I want to do is kind of keep this text down here from looking, or not the text, but where her jeans stop. I want to kind of camouflage that just a little bit. It just makes the image seem like it's flowing a little bit more. I'm going to click on this text box, click on position, and we're going to move that to the front. Okay. And let's move this text box out the way. I want to get these elements, these purple gradient boxes lined up. Okay, they don't seem like they're lining up very well, so let's see if we can tidy them up. Click on position. Okay, apparently they are all spaced evenly because I'm not able to select tidy up. So that means they are pretty much tidied up. But I don't really like that space in between there. You see that little white line in between? I don't like that. So I'm not going to use this one. Let's see if we can use this one. This is the paid one, but I like this much better because it is larger and I can widen it a little bit without having to really duplicate it. See, the other one, I wasn't able to do this. There we go. And let's see if I can put this. I'm trying to make sure that the stop moving is just right in the text box. So we could either make her smaller and make this bigger. So maybe we can, uh-oh, I accidentally deleted that. Let's click on her. Let's crop her knees a little bit. There we go. There we go. Now let's pull this up and we are going to now choose the stop moving. Click on position, go to layer so that you can see everything on the page. Choose stop moving, and now you can see it easily. So I'm going to move this up some. I'm going to make it a little bigger. I want to keep it in the middle of the page. Okay. All right, so I want to do one more thing. I want to kind of camouflage this over here a little bit. So let's go to elements and let's find a purple flower. Let's see what we have here. Let's click on this one. Oh, this is nice. We are going to make this a little smaller. Actually, a lot smaller. Just kind of put it on the edge and it kind of just camouflages it a little bit. And we can duplicate it and bring it up a little bit and make it seem like it's a continuous bouquet. Perfect. Okay, last thing. I want to go back to elements and I want to type in gold sparkles. So let's see. Let me choose something here, guys. Okay, I like this. Seems like everything I like happens to be a pro element, but I think that the pro elements, they just, I don't know, they have a lot more um, flexibility with them. You can do a lot more with the pro elements than you can the free ones. So this gold really does nothing but just adds a little sparkle or something to the design. It just makes it kind of stand out. So I want to flip this one. I duplicated it, but let me flip it around. I don't want it in her face, so we're going to make this smaller like this. And then we're going to duplicate that one, put it over here. Let's flip it around vertically and let's rotate it a little bit. There we go. So here is our second design. Never stop moving. And if you want, we can put the word never in front. It's up to you, but I kind of like that. So now we are going to do the same thing, guys. We're going to download this and then we're going to put it on a mock-up for your Etsy store. Okay, guys, so we're back over on our other design workspace, the 2500 by 2100 for your Etsy images, listing images, or just on your own website. So I've taken the liberty of choosing two models here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to remove the background. We're going to make a more exciting background. We're going to go over to photos. Let's find photos, and I'm going to type in park. So let's find some pretty image that you like from the photos. Okay, I like this one. So let's, we have to play around with this a little bit. Let's position it to the back. Here's our model. And we want her to look like she is standing on the bridge. So there she is. That's pretty. And let's go to uploads because I need to upload that file that we just downloaded. All right, so Canva is uploading our beautiful new design. And once it uploads it, I'm going to click on it. And we are going to size it down so that it looks like it is right on her shirt. And it is very pretty. I love that, guys. I really think that is so pretty. So now let us duplicate this and carry this down to, well, actually, let's not move it down yet because we still have to work with this model. So here you see how it looks on a black t-shirt, and now we're going to have it on a white t-shirt. So let's remove the plain background on this one as well. Let's go back over to photos and let's type in beach, although nobody is really on the beach right now because it is fall. But we're going to type in beach and we're going to find a pretty scene. Let's do this one. Let's just kind of make it a little larger. Okay, we are going to place this to the back. Now here's our model. We have to make her much larger so that it looks like the beach is in the background. That's very pretty. There we go. Oh, sorry, guys. Didn't mean for my phone to go off. I don't know if you heard that notification. Hey, that's life, right? Okay, so now we can take this one and move it down here. And we're going to kind of turn it a little bit so it looks like it's on her shoulders are turned just a little bit. So let's rotate it a little bit here. Okay. So now you see it on her. Think that looks great. We can pull it down a little bit and just crop it in just a little, make it a little smaller. Great. So now you have your mock-up for your Etsy store, your listing. This can be one of your listing pages. And here's one, you're showing it in black. And then you have another design. So you have learned how to make beautiful designs and how to create beautiful mock-ups for your store to sell your either your t-shirts. Hey guys, don't be limited. Remember, you can sell images themselves. You can sell PNG files, or you can save, or not save, but sell PNG images themselves, or you can sell them on t-shirts, you can sell them on mugs, so many different things. I can't tell you how many different things you can do with these images. So there you have it. I'll be back with more designs for you, and we will get into some other things on Canva. Love and peace, and keep creating. Don't stop.